I'm Grant Marshall. Welcome to the 2020 News Podcast for the week of August 4th, 2025, where we look back at the week's stories you need to know. Our anchor is artificially intelligent, okay? He's just artificial. Let's get to it. Judge and Fury. A Motor City judge goes from 0 to 60 on a rip-roaring rant against Detroit cops. His Honor howling at how they handled a drag racing ruckus on the streets of Motown after the popo pulled a pistol and plugged a rebel to the pedal. The judge calling the cops cowboys for drilling the delinquent driver in the neck, while the lawmen say the man with the Mustang drove his Hot Wheels into an officer's leg. The jurist says the copper should have been collared and countercharged with a crime in nitty-pitty Detroit City. Hair today gone to hell. It's mane-mangling madness in Jacksonville, Florida, where a pregnant partner's ponytail turned into a twisted tug-of-war of terror. Cops say a crazed man clawed and chewed her hair before charging officers like a berserker on bath salts. Tasers didn't touch him, so the bullets did. The sheriff called it bizarre. We call it a brutal blend of hair pulling, hormone havoc, and hot lead justice. She wanted a baby shower, not a body bag. Very interesting, but smelly. From beautiful downtown Burbank, it's not laugh-in. It's a full-blown stinkin', as police pinch a serial butt sniffer yet again. This olfactory outlaw was caught sniffing seats at Walmart and previously prowled the pages at Barnes & Noble, turning public spaces into his personal perfume counter. Neighbors call the despicable derriere deviant's actions a nose-numbing nightmare, while police say it's a case of cheeks, freaks, and deeply disturbed technique. We say, sock it to him, because this kind of comedy, it stinks for all the wrong reasons. The Manhattan Project. The feds and fellow fuzz have foiled a fearsome fiasco. Homemade bombs planted in the Soho section of the city, several on rooftops plus one on a subway track. A Long Island man nailed in the alleged act just before the explosives could trigger terror, trauma, and tragedy. The long arm of the law reporting on rants the suspect had supposedly sent to the White House, driveling on about dropping a bomb on the Big Apple because they seem to be coming and coming. And this just before the Luna bomber was locked up. Who wants me to go out and play like no tomorrow? Grappler gets grabby. It's rubber meets justice in Colorado, where cops caught a car crook using the old grab and go. A grappler device on a patrol SUV clamped the culprit cold, stopping the stolen ride mid-rampage. The driver, a reckless reject with more guts than brains, now grounded, graphed, and cuffed, because when your grand theft dreams meet grappler steel, it's game over gringo. Jaws dropping nonsense. It's been 50 years since Jaws first chomped through cinema screens, and Americans still panic over every beach bubble. But hold your harpoons. In the last half-century, great whites have fatally bitten just 59 people, total. You're more likely to be zapped by lightning, tripped by your flip-flops, or crushed by your cooler than eaten by a shark. Still, every splash sends us screaming. The movie made millions, the myth won medals, and the sharks, they just kept swimming. Curveball caper. He came to strike out sluggers, but wound up dodging low-rent looters. Dodgers pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto's $7.9 million Hollywood Hills hideaway almost hosted an unwelcome home run by burglars. Cops say crooks smashed a rear window just before midnight, setting off alarms and sending them scrambling. No one was home, and nothing was stolen, but LAPD's looking for suspects who clearly can't hit a curveball or a clean getaway. Outside of Chavez Ravine, even the bullpen can't protect you from break-ins in the big leagues. The Last Song. An Ohio man crooning at a karaoke bar alongside his special sweetheart in the middle of belting out a haunting tune called One More Light. Suddenly, bang bang bang, and it was blights out for her blood-spattered boyfriend. The woman's ex-husband, pinpointed as the perp, finally found by the fuzz as he fled. The bar's DJ says the suspect sometimes showed up to spit out scorn whenever his ex got up on stage to serenade, but few feared bad blood would blow up into a bloodbath at open mic slights. Ants in his pants. It's backyard bedlam in Britain, where a so-called pervert on a ring cam turned out to be an accidental ant shaker. A stunned homeowner saw what looked like a lewd lawn lunge, but the suspect swore he wasn't wagging anything wicked, just flinging fire ants from his nether regions. Police probed the pelvic performance and let the leg lifter walk. The victim called the excuse pathetic. We call it the itchiest alibi ever caught on cam. Full court felony. Ex-NBA standout Gilbert Arenas is under fire for allegedly running a full-court casino right from his ritzy Encino residence. Cops say his home had all the trappings, betting tables, surveillance cams, and a suspicious stack of cash. Not exactly a regulation play. Arenas was arrested and released, but the next whistle he hears might not be from a ref, it'll be from the feds. Looks like Agent Zero just fouled out of the law. Raw stank redemption. Trump wants to dump some cell blocks on the Rock again, but San Francisco warns no bedpan is an island. Forget the fog, the log smog bog would be a squalid slog. Frisco forecasts bringing the brig back up to load would cost billions to bolster the big outhouse by the bay. The White House thinks it would be jailhouse rock, but the Golden City says waste not, want not. Capone and Kelly's Capers, an awfully affluent attraction for Alcatraz aficionados as town titans toss aside any temptation to trade tourism for turds. Pizza Palace panic. A birthday bash turned into a mozzarella melee when a rampaging rodent in a sweaty Chuck E. Cheese suit allegedly socked it to a stunned guest at a Florida franchise. The menacing mascot meant for memories is now a masked mugshot in motion, leaving kids crying, parents panicking, and pizzas left uneaten. Chuck E. Cheese once said, "Where a kid can be a kid. This time, it's where a ruthless rat got reckless." Love Actually kills. She was young, radiant, and ready to take on the world, but a 21-year-old Bronx beauty never saw the evil hiding behind the eyes of her own boyfriend. NYPD says he locked her up, tied her down, and tortured her for days, leaving her battered, burned, and broken. He ran, but now he's in cuffs. And as for the Big Apple Angel, she wasn't just a victim. She was the final warning flare in a city full of red flags. You don't need a true crime doc when the devil's already dating you. Full Metal mistake. It's Magnets meet mayhem on Long Island, where a 30-year-old man was sucked screaming into an MRI machine, all thanks to a blinged-out bad decision. The victim, wearing a massive metal chain during a scan, and when those magnets flipped on, so did the horror. He was yanked in, crushed, and killed on contact. Authorities call it a tragic accident, but we say, if you're gonna flex like Flavor Flav, maybe don't do it next to a giant death magnet. Cartoon crime caper. It's slapstick turned slaughter in SoCal, where a wacky round of Bugs Bunny banter between a married couple morphed into murder. A Los Angeles wife allegedly went full Elmer Fudd, fatally shooting her hubby, just minutes after mimicking their favorite Looney Tunes lines. She claims it was an accident during an innocent impersonation, but prosecutors say this ain't Saturday morning mayhem. It's cold-blooded carnage. Her alibi? We were goofing. I guess when Bugs turns bullets, it's now. What's up, felony? That's what's happening for the week of August 4th, 2025. You can catch our daily reports Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and our weekend roundup wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like, follow, and share, and hit the bell to stay informed when new episodes drop. I'm Grant Marshall, 2020 News. Real news, real stories, real fun.